You could be wasting countless hours on exercises that make zero difference to your playing. I've spent 27 years learning hundreds of them, and only 3 have truly transformed my playing. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 exercises that massively improving both my rhythm and lead playing. And don't worry, I've included the tabs in the description so you can follow along easily. So before I show you the first exercise that completely changed how I think about rhythm, we need to address the problem with 90% of exercise that most guitarists learn. I spent way too much time on repetitive scale exercises. When it came to improvisation or creating something musical, I just had nothing. It all sounded robotic and stale, and that's the problem. I was just running up and down scales at the same rhythm, trying to get faster and faster, and surprise, surprise, that's exactly how I sounded. Mechanical and boring. So what's the best exercise? Things changed when I got 2 books from Guthrie Govan. One exercise in it completely flipped my approach. Best part, it's simple. Here's how it works. First, we put a metronome on. Then we're going to play quarter notes, which is 1 note per click. Then we're going to do 8th notes, which is 2 notes per click. Then we're going to do triplets, which is 3 notes per click. Then we're going to do 16th notes, which is 4 notes per click. Then we're going to play each one 1 bar and move to the next without stopping. Then we want to switch between each of them in random orders, and this will really change the game when it comes to your rhythm. We just want to be able to switch these up without even thinking about it. This is a great exercise for that. From there, you can then create melodies using those rhythms. And we're going to take the C major pentatonic scale and see what we can come up with. As you can see, I was sort of mixing up with some different rest symbols, but as a core, I was still keeping within the same rhythms, just changing up the melodies. And you can see how powerful this is. But now you have that down, this next exercise made my playing rhythmically way more interesting, and my playing became super tight. I remember getting taught this one exercise at ACM, my music college. After learning this, I was hearing this groove in everything from the Smiths to the Red Hot Chili Peppers to Tower of Power. In fact, it's in everything that you hear. You can start with this with any chord or just a single note. Start with a finger lightly touching a string so it has a muted sound. Then we're doing a down up motion, counting 16th notes. 1 E ander, 2 E ander, 3 E ander, 4 E ander. Next, I'm going to fret the 5th fret on the main pulse of the beat, then taking my finger off the remaining 16th notes. Next, I'm going to accent the E, which is the second 16th note. Next, we're going to do on the and. Then we're doing the ah. Then you can do 1 bar of each. Then you you could add 1 or 2 accents per beat, and let me do a demonstration using an E-7 chord. And remember, all the tabs are in the description. This teaches total rhythmic control, and it'll give you a rock solid structure to base your picking hand on. But now you've got a solid rhythm feel down, let's move on to the exercises that made the simplest chord progressions come to life and sound way more interesting. And it all comes down to 3 things I remember with the name Sam. We've all heard these kind of things before. C, A minor, F, and G. The game changer for me was learning how to create different textures by just changing which strings I targeted. To do this, break your strumming pattern into 2 elements. Your bass notes, that's your low E and A strings, and this can act like your kick drum, and then your top strings, the D, G, B, and E, and this could be like your snare. So take this strumming pattern as an example. Down, down, up, down, down, up. On the first down, just hit the bass note, and on the down up, strum the top strings. Then repeat. Hear how separating the bass and the high notes can instantly make it sound way more interesting. Now let's move on to A. When fretting your chord, try lifting a finger or 2 off to reveal an open string and then hammer those notes back on. You don't need to change chords to make things more interesting, just add melody within the chords, like Hendrix style. It's hours of fun and you can do this at any level. And remember, all the tabs are in the description. Now we bring in muting, both with your fretting hand and your strumming hand. By lifting your fingers off the fretting hand and using your picking hand to mute the strings, you can create these really interesting percussive sounds. This stops the sound completely, so you can add more groove and interest to whatever you're doing. Now you've got the exercise that will 10x your playing. 99% of guitarists don't know how to practice properly and end up wasting years with little progress. So watch this video next and I'll show you a simple method to make your practice feel so addictive it's like a game, and your playing will skyrocket because of it.